Hello to all of my viewers out there. Jabbar Brown here with you from the musiciantrainingcenter.com, where we're all about helping musicians do the work to see the results. All right, so today's lesson is entitled It's Gonna Rain. This is by the legendary Reverend Milton Brunson. Um, Different rendition of the song. We're gonna work it out in the key of A flat. All right, so let's get started. All right, so glad you are in the room. All right. Somebody's having a good time. We're going to take an advanced approach with this song again. Reverend Milton Brunson, It's Gonna Rain, key of A flat. All right. Before we really get started, just a quick note. We're probably going to do a little bit of skipping around, maybe a little bit of playing through, because a lot of the chords in the song are repeated. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. So most of the chords that we're going to cover are these, okay? And we might just take a couple of approaches with these chords, all right? So let's go here. Okay. Now, you're playing lower. Can't really use the left hand as much. So you want to be strategic about what notes you want to double up on. Okay, so again, okay. The C works, but we just play that G flat. It keeps it kind of clean. Okay, now you can see here, so I start adding notes in the left hand, it gets a little muddy. All right, now as we move over, then we can at least double up. Okay, all right, and then okay, once again. Or, okay. Here we go. Let's check it out. So let's kind of skip through. So about 2 minutes. So even though the chords are not quite as clear, here's what we'll do. Okay, so we'll start here. All right, not necessarily a lot of fancy stuff, which, you know, it's not required or maybe to some degree even necessary, but from what I can tell, this is at least a basic approach to what's going on. Now, let's look at something else. Okay, so we'll start here. Okay, just taking a slightly different approach. Keep in mind your bass on your F, we can go here. All right, on your B flat, you can go there, and then on your E flat, we could go here, D flat, and then C. Okay, or we can just keep it here on your F. Okay, and then B flat, primarily E flat. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll play a D flat with it, and then you can start again. Okay, there's another chord, and then start again. All right, let's move. Let's move. It's great that it looks like they're having fun, which is not what it's all about, but it's a very important thing. You gotta have fun. Always make sure you're having fun. All right, so we're back to those intro chords. So, okay. So bass player is just kind of having fun. It sounds like they might have done that and then back to it. So this is something else that we could do originally. It's this. Okay. This would be the chord, but we can kind of get away with this. And then all right, here we go. So I think they're going to switch it up a little bit. I think there's basically one other major part that we want to look at, and that's this part. No, I'm wrong. So I also want to look at this. With this particular part, we went to we did that. We can also let's go here. All right, so okay, instead of your minor 9s and your major 7, okay, so this is the other part, okay? The transition is not really smooth. All right. One of the things that we would do is play this particular chord, which signifies that we're going somewhere. A lot of times we start thinking churchy, okay? So we're going, let's just call it churchy, all right? Term that we're familiar with. All right, so for that basis, all right, here's what we can do on the 1. Okay, sometimes I'll go here. Okay, but let's keep it right here. All right, your B. All right, we're gonna look at least 2 chords, maybe, for some of these bass notes. Okay, so here. And then your D flat. Now, one thing that we could do is just go right back to the same chord on that B and B flat here, E flat there, and then start again. Okay, now we can mix it up just a little bit, and we could go here, which, you know, this approach is a little bit more basic. All right. Okay. One other thing is, no, well, actually we did it. So here on your A flat, and then, okay. Sometimes I'll play this chord, and the only thing I'm taking out is just these 2 E flats. Okay, so you got that, this, and this. Okay, and then your D flat. Okay, and if you're going to go back to your B flat, okay, so we're just mixing it up just a little. Okay. Okay. And then keep in mind now, tritones, okay, we're on this B. Okay. Now we're going to go down to B flat. Okay. And then we're going to your E flat. All right. So remember, I did this. We're just inverting. And sometimes what happens is when when you invert, I think it adds a little more bite to the tritone. Okay, and I'll give a quick example. Which is fine. That works, right? Okay, but if I switch, instead of playing it this way, okay, with this approach rather, okay, which was really about the same. Okay, so here's where the difference is. All right, versus. Okay, so if I add this C, and you can do that, well, I wouldn't suggest doing the C. You can get away with a B, and you can do D flats. Versus, it makes it brighter. The chord is a little brighter. But if I take here, it just adds a little bit more depth to the chord. So I think that was more than a couple. But that's cool. It's all good. So, for the most part, that's really about all that they're doing. Turn it down just a little bit. So it sounds like musically they're trying to do this basically the same thing. All right, so I think that's really about it. So I'm gonna throw this one last thing in here, and then we'll wrap it up, okay? So you have these chords. All right, so I wanna do this. Movement. Okay. And then we'll go here. One last time, okay? Okay, so you notice my chord changed a little bit. I was doing that, and I was doing this. Now, actually, more accurate, we should be playing this chord when you get to D flat. All right, I just kind of mixed it up a little. All right, accurately. So if you're going to do that, then we let the left hand kind of work that out. right, so I hope this tutorial has been a blessing to you. Again, we took an advanced approach, but as we typically do here at the training center, try to throw in some extra stuff along the way. If something comes to mind, or maybe I stumble upon something that I think would be useful or maybe helpful, we'll try to make it make sense. All right, so I want to encourage you all, continue to practice hard, practice smart, make sure you always keep God first, stay humble. All right, hope to see you again back here soon at the musiciantrainingcenter.com. Let's keep doing this work. Let's have fun and see the results. All right, till the next time, take care of yourselves, take care of your families. Jabbar Brown signing out.